Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Lasri and I want to explain about our project introduction. Our project is about lecturers attendance. And attendance management is attendance management system is a software developed for daily lecturer attendance in school, college and institute. It facilitates access for the attendance information of a particular lecturer in a particular department, and the information is sought by the administrator. And the system will also help in evaluating attendance eligibility and criteria of a lecturer. Okay, next. Okay, next is a problem statement. Lecturer attendance are taken manually by using attendance sheet. So it is will be time consuming event. Moreover, it is very difficult to verify each lecturer in a large department environment, which distribute branches whether the authenticated lecturer is actually responding or not. As a manual labor involved in this process is time consuming. So a lecturer attendance management system is proposed in this paper. Okay, next. Okay, our objectives for this project is to develop an attendance management system, is to computerize the traditional way of taking attendance, because usually we take attendance by using paper sheets and that will not not good enough nowadays. And another purpose for developing the software is to generate the report automatically at the end of the session or in the between of the session. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, I am Nur Alia and I'll be presenting the business rules. Okay, the user that are involved in the system are lecturers and administrator. The lecturer will check in their attendance. Meanwhile, the administrator is responsible to monitor the lecturer's information and attendances. The login module helps to validate lecturers' data before checking in their attendance into the system. And for the rules, a lecturer is assigned under one department only, and a department can have many lecturers assigned under it. Next, a lecturer generates only one status. A status can be generated by many lecturers based on the time they check in the attendance. And the last one is a lecturer can only have one reason late. A reason late can be made by many lecturers.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Natasha Shafika, and today I'm going to explain about the project requirement for this project. This project stores the lecturers' details such as lecturer's ID, lecturer's name, their department number, and department manager. And this project is required to record and update the lecturer's email address. The project also records the check-in time and the status of the lecturer's attendance, and the status would be such as good, bad, and so on. Any other late check-ins will have a reason recorded, and this project prioritizes organization and discipline.
Justification. The main purpose of this project is to ease up the journey of taking lecture attendance on a daily basis. Taking the attendance by hand can be a time-consuming and non-effective for both the lecturer and the administrator. It takes up a lot of space and is hard to be documented. By creating this program, the process of taking the lecturer's attendance can be more time-efficient, accurate, neat, and organized, as the attendance will be sorted based on their departments. At the end of the office hour, the administrator will also receive a report of the attendance automatically, which will make the documentation process more easier.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today I am going to present about the design. For the design, we have three parts, which is architecture design, logical design, and physical design. Architecture design involves interface of the database, where the user interface connect with the lecturer, department status, ReasonLate, and database. For the logical design, it involves entities, relationship, attribute, and unique identifier. While the physical design, it involves table indexes, integrity constraint, columns, materialized view, and dimension. So here is a view of the architecture, design, logical design, and physical design.
As a conclusion, by developing this program, we hope that it will help to ease the process of taking the lecturer's attendance every day and make the documentation process more efficient.
So for the DDL are using to create a table. So we have four table involved in this program, which is department table, lecturer table, status table, and ReasonLate table. For the department table, we have department number, char primary key, and department name, and department manager. For the table lecturer, we have lecturer ID for the primary key, and lecture name, not null, email, not null, and the department number for the reference key from the table department. For the status, we have status, lecturer ID, there are reference from the lecturers, and department number are reference from department. From the table ReasonLate, the lecturer ID are reference to the lecturer, and department's ID are reference to the department. And for the ReasonLate, we have added the reason to the table. Here is a result for the department table and lecturer table, which department have three column, which is department number, department name, and department manager. While the lecturer, we have four column, which is lecturer ID, lecturer name, email, and the foreign key, which is department number. On the status table, we have four column, which is status, lecturer ID, and department number, which is foreign key, and the time. And the last table is for ReasonLate. We have three column, which is lecturer ID and department number, where it is foreign key and reasons.
Okay, next I'll be presenting the DML for department table and lecturer table. For the table department, it contains department number, department name, and department manager. We put the department details like this, insert into department values, PA010 for the department number, and then Teknologi Maklumat Komunikasi for the department name, and Muhammad Yassin for the department manager. The insertion query for others department, others listing of departments will be the same, just like the first one. And then as you can see, here is the table for the department list. Okay, next, for the DML for the table lecturer, we put the department number at the back so that it would be related to the department table. The commands for the table is insert into lecturer values, B0011 for the lecturer ID, and Muhammad Fauzi for the lecturer name, and next b011@gmail.com for email. And for the department number, we write select department number from department where department number equals to PA011. The insertion query for another lecturer also will be the same like the first one for the lecturer table. So you also can see here the table for the lecturer.
So this is the table of status. On the left side, we have the commands that we use to insert the data into the table. And on the right side, we have the example of the table that we have inserted the data. So this is all the comments. Next, we have the reason late table. On the right side right here is the commands, and then we only have 4 lecturers that are absent as we inserted in the status data. So here is the part where we have to insert the reason why they are late. So in this commands, we call all the information from the above tables, all the data from the above tables, and then at the end we stated the reason at the end of the command. And this is on the left side is the examples of the reason late table that we have inserted all of the data, and this is how it will look like at the end.
Okay, next I want to talk about data query, and the question is, when Muhammad Fauzi using a new email and want to update the email, what step need to be taken? And the SQL code for it is update lecturer and set email to the new email, and then where lecturer ID lex_id is B0011, which is the Muhammad Fauzi lecturer ID, because we want to change the email change the email for Muhammad Fauzi. Okay, next. Okay, next is Nordin alias want to update her status from late to good because he arrived early today. What the step need to be taken to update her detail? Because we can see that when the time is below 7 below 8 a.m. The status should be good. So the SQL command is update status and set time when she arrived is 7:59 a.m. and the status change it to good. Where is lecturer ID for Nordin alias is B00 and 22. That's all. Thank you.
So the question is, Wong Kiao Jia wants to update his reason of why he is late and what is the step needed to be taken to update his reason. So the code that is used is update reason late. Reason late is the table, and set reason, which is emergency problem. The initial reason was traffic jam, but after replacing this, makes it to replace the traffic jam to emergency problem. And this where lecturer ID B0017 shows which lecture do we change it for. So this is for Wong Kiao Jia. Okay. Question is, Muhammad Fauzi decided to retire his job as a lecturer. What are the steps should be taken to remove his details? So delete from status where lecturer ID is B0011 and Muhammad Fauzi's lecturer code is B011. So as you can see, his name is no longer here because his name has been removed from the system. So that's all I have for today.